Hello, this short video will give you some introduction on how to complete the assignment. So first of all, go to Canvas, find the first assignment, and then you will see two links. One is the assignment guide. This will show you a README basically on how to solve the assignment. So please take a look at that in your time. And when you're done, you can click this information link, this invitation link, and this will bring you to GitHub Classroom. So GitHub Classroom is a way for students to work together on assignments or to do assignments by themselves and then upload them to GitHub so that they can be easily graded and also easily verified so that there's no unforeseen difficulties which would inhibit grading or would inhibit your grade. Right? So first of all, you need to authorize this. So when you log into GitHub, you will see this, and you authorize this. And this will bring you here. Now you can see that there are already some groups created. If you are not part of a created group, you can create your own new group here. Don't go here, I will delete this. But you can join any group that you belong to, or you can create a new group. So say that I want to join this. Then you should end up on this page where you can now officially accept the assignment. Clicking this button will bring you either to an existing repository created by your teammates or will create a new repository for you. So now you can see your repository. There's a few files. First of all, there's the assignment file. This file is the actual assignment. It's a notebook that you can download and fill in. And after you've done that, so here you have to fill in the names of all the people in your team. This is a bunch of imports. This checks whether you have the latest scikit-learn version. This will download the dataset. And importantly, these things like X, Y, and classes, these are the only things that are assumed known, the only variables that are universal. The other ones you would have to define. If you want to have like helper variables or helper functions, you have to define them inside the functions you are asked to implement. Right? So the next cell shows you some plotting functions to help you. And then there's the first question. So here you want to here you have to implement a function called evaluate as SVM with an X, Y, C, and gamma. So you have to basically replace pass by the code, and this should replace the dictionary, right? So carefully read what's the input and what are the required outputs. And after you've done that, you have to implement a plot that will, in this case, build a 1% certified subsample of the data set and ranges gamma from 10 to the minus 12 to 10 to the 12 on a log scale C1, and this will then create a plot for you using this plotting function here, right? So think about that, how you do that and so on. Then there are some multiple choice questions. So here you have to just replace D with the answer that is correct. This is a plotting question. This is a full length answer. So here you have to replace your answer with your answer with no more than 800 characters. This is not a plotting question. This is a multiple choice question. So here you can have multiple answers. And here you also have an optional comment field. And that's it, right? So after you've completed this entire assignment, you have to then submit it back to GitHub, right? So let's see how it works in practice. So now, first of all, I want to clone my repository, right? So I go here. Oh yeah, and there's also a submit folder here. Don't touch anything here. This basically just builds a report out of your notebook, right? So next to filling in your notebook, you can run this verification script, which will then create an HTML report which contains all your answers. And I'll show you how that works in a minute. There's also a README here, which gives you some basic instructions. Right. So first of all, we need to clone this and start working on the assignment. So I'm going to clone this. This is now copying the assignment, and now I can start working in it. Let me just go into the directory. Should try that. Okay. Now this opens Jupyter Lab, and now you can work on the assignment as usual, right? Okay, so now complete the assignment. You can do this with your team. You can arrange how you do this. You could also upload this to Google Colab and then work on it there, and then afterwards copy it back into the directory to submit it. That's totally up to you. Now, after you've done completing this, to check whether everything is correct, you have to run this verification script, and that can be done quite easily. I'm just going to my directory. Okay. So I go into the submit directory and I type python verify.py. So what this will do, this will take the code out of your notebook, put it into a Python script, and then generate an HTML file for you. Okay, so if I now go back in my original folder, there should now be a submission HTML file which contains all your answers. Right. Now it's empty, of course, because I haven't completed the assignment, but when you've done the assignment, this will be full of graphs and responses and so on. Okay, that's basically it. Now I need to submit this back. So I go back here. I say git add all, git commit, whatever message you want, git push, and that's it. Now your assignment is done. You can, to be sure, you can go back here to see whether your submission has been received. That is the case, so I can see the submission here. So for the assignment, you have to submit everything, both notebook and the submission file. But basically, this is a complete assignment. There will be an automated test here as well. So whenever you submit, this test will run. This test will also try to build the same submission file. If that fails, you will get an email saying that it failed, but otherwise this should be good. All right. Thank you. That's all. Good luck.